and want to welcome everyone to this session of the 2022 USTA Georgia Virtual CTDW. Those of you that know Michael Graham know that I am not Michael Graham. Michael has been called away today and is out. So my name is Darren Potke. I'm honored to be in his, to take over for him today. And we really want to thank Allan Jensen and Claire Bartlett. This session is entitled Utilizing Your Tennis Service Representative. And from USTA Southern, we have Claire Bartlett and Allan Jensen, two great friends of USTA Georgia. And if they are not already great friends of your organization, we hope that that will change very quickly. These are two great folks along with buildup. We appreciate them being here today. So I will turn it over to Claire and Allan.
All right, thanks, Darren. Appreciate the intro. Yeah, so hi, everybody. So as Darren said, we'll be doing this session on utilizing your TSR to grow tennis. So next, please, Darren.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Allan Jensen. I'm originally from Argentina. I've been here in the States for 30 years. I came to the States to play college tennis. I've been in the tennis business for, I would say, around 30 years, a little bit more. And I'm happy to be here and working for USTA Southern and USTA Georgia and the South.
Hey, Allan, real quick, before we move on, let's clarify. You played at BYU, Hawaii, right? Not Provo, Utah. Okay, big difference between the two. All right.
Yes. I was smart and I went to Hawaii and lived there for 5 years. So yes.
All right. Hey, everybody. As Darren said, my name is Claire Bartlett, TSR for North Georgia and Atlanta. Just to give y'all a little background on me, I played juniors in Tennessee and throughout the nation. And then I went to University of Florida on a tennis scholarship there, majored in English, and played varsity tennis, like I said. And it was fun. We were ranked #1 pretty much the entire time I was there, and we won 2 NCAA championships. So we had a good time. And just another highlight, my mom and I won National Mother-Daughter. So that's always a fun memory to think on. After my playing career, I got my master's at University of Tennessee in sports psychology, kinesiology. And then I've also taught at clubs and schools. So like I taught at Racket Club of Memphis and Knoxville Racket Club and at Girls Preparatory School here in Chattanooga, where I still live, but close to North Georgia and Atlanta. And then as I was working, this opportunity came up with Southern. So I took it and it's been great. I worked with Tennessee for about 4 years, and then I transitioned to work with Georgia, and that's been really fun too. So happy to be here.
And Claire, you're actually in the GPS Athletic Hall of Fame, right? Is that?
Yes, I am.
Let's make sure everybody knows that. One of the greatest players in the history of Tennessee. So.
All right.
And then we have buildup, who is not here today. And he is the director of the TSRs in the South. And also he is the TSR to represents the South of the state of Georgia. And he worked for PBI for many years, and he's been a TSR for the South for 15 years.
Yeah, and so our objectives today, we want to let you all know a little bit about who we are, what we do, what we offer, and most importantly, what we can do for you. There's lots of ways we assist, so we want to make sure we cover a lot of them. And then if you have any questions at the end, we would love to field those. So next, please, Dan.
All right, so who we are and what we do. What we do is we consult and collaborate with local tennis providers, industry association, and non-tennis entities to develop and promote and service tennis programs, organizations, and facilities. So basically, we help providers, kind of like CTAs, the state office. We help tennis clubs, tennis directors, we do get together with them and we try to kind of like help them out to develop their programs, especially telling them the programs that USTA Georgia has, JTT and Tennis Apprentice and things like that that we might be able to assist on them. One thing that we have a lot of resources that are available for us and for you guys to be able to get more information about different programs. So next, please.
All right, yeah, and a little bit about the resources. We have a couple other slides dedicated to these too, but just to go over these quickly. So we work a lot with grants and facility assistance. Parks and Rec grants have been big for us over the last year. Certification for pros, net generation, any job opportunities that we hear of, if clubs or facilities need pros, or, if people are looking to hire people, we work with that. Like Alan said, programs and tournaments, diversity inclusion as well, and trainings through net generation, and level 1 workshops has been new on the horizon, but we've been working on that too.
So thinking a little bit about the experience that we have, and that's where we come in, is between the three of us, we have over 40 years of combined experience teaching. And we also have, I would say, like 25 plus years of being director of tennis. So we know, we know what's going on out there. We know what the pros need. And that's why we are a very good resources for them to be able to help them out. Another thing is we have a very good relationship with the USPTA, the PTR, and the GPTA. And that is a very important thing. For example, I was able, because I'm a TSR for Hispanic outreach too. So I'll do, I have right now the northeast part of Georgia, like the Gainesville area, Hall County area. I service that area, but one of the ideas why I do it is because there's a lot of Hispanics around that area. So that's why the relationship that we have is so important to be able to get the relationship that we have with the facilities and the pros helps out a lot to be able to offer our expertise for them. But what I was saying before was that having those relationships help us out a lot to be able to have a good relationship with that pros, states, and also give us many opportunities to we always find someone that we can connect with and help out. So that's one of the important things about this job, is the relationship that we have with everybody.
Yeah, and just to add with what Alan was saying on the relationships, like, even though we have our different territories, all of us have different relationships, with different people. So like if both of us have a relationship and it needs two of us, to partner and get a program worked out or whatever, we do that. And, or if somebody has a relationship with somebody else, like we connect them, especially like when it comes to pros, like if they don't know each other, we try and connect them. Or if two people at different parts of the state are trying to do kind of the same thing, we'll connect them so they can share ideas and things like that. So we find that that's really helpful for everybody involved, because not only do people get to know other people, but you get to share more great ideas. So we try to do that a lot in our jobs. So, all right, next, Darren, please. All right, so where can a TSR offer support? So as you can see, I won't read all this because I know y'all can read, but there's a lot of different ways, and we have another list on the next slide too. But it's very wide ranging. So promoting net generation has been big, of course, off-court trainings, like I said, grants and incentives, marketing materials to promote programs, or helping like you with the language of the marketing, and adult programming. And the thing about all this is like, if we don't have the answer, we'll find someone that will, and we'll connect you with somebody that will. So those are just a few ways. And then on the next slide, we'll go into TSR support specific to CTAs. So next slide,
Well,
please.
one thing that I wanted to add to that is when Claire was talking about the workshops or trainings that we are setting up 2 trainings in Georgia for the level 1 workshops. And if you are familiar, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but let me let you know a little bit about this level 1. It's for everybody who are going to be helping out. It could be helping out a CTA, or it could be helping out a pro, or starting, like working in a school, helping out with the after school program. This workshop, the level 1, is going to talk about more about how to teach and not what to teach. So I would recommend that that you sign up to one of those. It will be in Savannah, and the other one will be here in Atlanta at the Lifetime Fitness in Pitcher Corners. And this is going to be awesome. And it's going to be great because we are in need of pros. We are in need of people to help out with a community area, school area, like the after school. So if you need any more information, you can either contact Claire or myself regarding that.
Alan, off the top of your head, do you know when those workshops are going to be?
Yes, I have the Petrie Station. It's August 16, 17. It's a Saturday, no, 13 and 14. And the Savannah, while Claire talks, I will get that date.
Okay, thanks. And we'll put it in the chat. Thanks.
Sure, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, so to go over a little bit more of, the list specific for CTAs, again, I won't read them all, but there's just lots of different ways we can assist and get involved. Especially like in the past, I've worked with CTAs that are just starting out and, how to like form their board and how to get more people involved. So that's something we do too, kind of as far as our consulting role goes. And also, if in NJTL, if you're wanting to start that, we can help with that as well. Again, there's a lot on here, but just a few other things that I've personally done is, in the past, I have partnered with a local league coordinator, and we have gotten a Next Generation Campus Kids Day before, so all that, organizing the kids and everything. We've gotten that going. Alan and I both have trained teachers at, public facility like pros. So people at Parks and Rec, we've trained them to teach and have a workshop there. Also, I've personally helped with organizing social leagues and getting people squared away, administratively and on court, because I have on court experience. So just how to run the league, what it looks like. And like I said earlier, the Parks and Rec grants have been big for us the last year. So just to give you an example, I talked to somebody about a Parks and Rec grant, and then I tried to incorporate doing tennis apprentice. So not only could they get the grant, but we could help them get involved with a program such as tennis apprentice. So those are, again, just a few of the things that we do. And like I said, y'all can always ask us if there's anything that we could do, and if we don't know, we can show you who might know. So, all right, next slide, please. All right, Alan, you want to talk on this?
Yeah, like Claire said at the beginning, as we have different objectives, and we do different. We wear many different hats, basically. And for example, I do a lot. I'm working right now a lot with Hispanic outreach, and I have all the 9 states. So, but I do travel around and set up clinics or going to festivals and things like that. Also, I'm working with the level 1 workshops because that's a big push that we need to do this year because we need more pros in tennis. So we are doing all that. And then Claire has other things that she does, like she has a podcast. That's for sure. She will talk a little bit more about that. She does the media for us for the TSRs, and also she travels all through North Atlanta from 85 all the way up north. So as you can see, we do wear different hats, but we still do our TSR's job, that is promoting tennis and helping all the communities and all the CTAs. So Claire, why don't you talk a little bit about your podcast?
Yeah, just wanted to add a little bit to with the podcast. That's been great because even though I might talk to people that are not technically in my territory, but it's great just to get their stories out and again, like share ideas. So people might listen and be like, oh, that's something we could replicate in our community. And I wanted to give everybody an open invite. Like if there's something you really want to talk about and share, like please get in touch with me because I'd be happy to interview you. I'm always like really excited to talk with people that are passionate about what they're doing and what they've got going on in their community, and it's just a great way to promote what's going on. So please reach out to me if that's the case. The other thing I do too is I have like a bi-weekly newsletter that I send out to a list of providers, and there's other people on there too, but that's just like any news going on that tends to be more local. So like job opportunities, I'll post on there. My last one, I think I had a job opportunity posting and something about Arthur Ashe Kids Day. So if anybody wanted to volunteer or take a group of kids up there, they could find that link there. So like Alan said, we wear a lot of different hats, but yeah, we try to cover a lot of different areas and go from there. So, all right, next, please, Darren. And this is just a map to, so y'all know, because we've been referring to this throughout the presentation. And I apologize for the quality of the picture on the right. But if you can see that orange bit, that's technically my territory. And then Alan has that green bit in Gainesville because he was saying, the Hispanic population there. And he also has the rest of the southern states. So that's why he has that smaller territory. But he also does a ton of work in Atlanta too, with pros and facilities. And then buildup has that lower portion of the state. Alan, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, and like Claire said, I have a little area, but basically I'm working in different areas too, because I'm working out down in Corda to set up something with an Hispanic outreach with a Hispanic Chamber of Commerce over there. So even that we have these different areas, we're still reaching out to other areas because as you know, I do a lot of Hispanic outreach during the South. So whenever, and if you do have an area that you say, hey, you know what, there's something that we can do over here, contact me. We can set up a meeting. We can look at the area. We can check and see what we can do to promote tennis to every community. So we are in an exciting times right now. There are a lot of tennis.
Yes. And I wanted to add to, I meant to say on another slide, but if anybody has anything going on in their CTA or their community that they want to promote, like please reach out to us because well, Alan and I both have Facebook, but I have that newsletter as well. And we just have lots of different channels that we can promote and spread the word. So please let us know. And with that, are there any questions?
So if anybody has any questions for Claire or Alan, go ahead and voice those now or put them in the chat. We'll wait 30 seconds. And while we're waiting, Claire and Alan, I know you guys do, because of your backgrounds and Bill's background, you tend to have some really good relationships with our teaching professional sector out there. With a lot of our CTAs, a lot of them have good relationships with the teaching pros. Some of them might not have as good a relationship as maybe we could. Do you have a best practice on when you're going out and talking to the teaching pros in the various areas? Is the CTA and what they're offering, is that always part of a discussion that you have, or is there a good way of maybe connecting the two? You found a best practice?
Well, I think that one key thing is that we can be the middleman between the CTA and the pros. Sometimes the pros don't know who the CTA is, so we try to get in and maybe get together in a meeting. Like a few months ago, we had a meeting. We invited like 7 pros. We were up in Northeast Georgia. And we decided to, hey, you know what, let's get together all together. So we invited 7 or 8 pros that were around the area. And we said, hey, why don't we go out for lunch? Let's get together. And then we had some people from the CTA, we have the pros, and the CTA were able to go ahead and know a little bit more about what the pros think about, what is happening in their world, and how they could help out to, support them in different ways. So I think that the main is trying to get them all together in a table for lunch, and then talk about it, because sometimes there's a lot of when we start talking, things come out, plans come out, and ideas, and that is the main thing.
Yeah, and I wanted to just follow that too, Alan, because I found that the best way to just get everybody talking is get everybody together physically and just, go start talking about like what's going on in the community and plans, so everybody's on the same page. And I think that just helps, whether it's like once a month or once a quarter or whatever. I think that's really beneficial for everybody and just opens lines of communication. So.
Well, go ahead, Alan.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, speaking of the effectiveness of food to get people together, we are in the middle of the lunch hour. So unless there's any other questions, just want to thank Claire and Alan for this informative presentation on TSRs, and hopefully that if you didn't know who they were, you know now. And thank you guys. Anything else you'd like to add before we end this session and excuse people to go eat something nice?
Well, we are here for you guys, and let us know what we can do for you, and what we can help, and give us a call or send us an email, and we'll be there to help you guys out.
Yes, thank you all.
Well, thank you guys so much. And so we will end this session of our virtual CTW. Just a reminder, we will have another session next Wednesday with guest DJ Lindsay Davila, entitled Antisocial versus the Social Butterfly. That's going to be interesting. We'll look forward to hearing Lindsay's thoughts on that. So until then, everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday, and thank you so much for joining us today.